From the framework and regulations that you see that the governments are fully supporting the AI development and potential in Indonesia,
yes.
but from your company's perspective, how do you see the adoptions and potential for AI in various industries, especially in Indonesia?
Yeah, I mean, every industry, I think, has opportunity around AI to bring efficiencies and drive benefits for their company. I think what's important, though, is for customers to understand what the outcome they're trying to drive. So you can look at things like healthcare, manufacturing, supply chain, medical, I mentioned medical, sorry, finance, telecommunications, communications companies, service providers, all those particular industry verticals are all looking at AI and how those new technologies can bring efficiencies to their business.
So there are a lot of unlimited growth.
I think so, and I think there's even things that will come out in the next 12 months we haven't even thought of. I mean, that's again, you think back 2 years, no one was talking much about AI, and now we all, ChatGPT, as I mentioned, is a common everyday use in business. So I think there's a lot of excitement around what the possibilities are.
Yeah. Before I move on to the next questions, how do you see Indonesia as a market for AMD?
Look, it's a very important market. It's one of the largest markets in the regions that I look after. And so we support the market here through commercial business, through our MNCs, so the likes of HP, Lenovo, Acer, Asus, Dell. So we work with multinational companies to help enable technology with our customer base. But also we've started to develop local engagement. If we think about the government's approach around TKDN and local content. So we're also working with local brands like Xirex, Axio, Advan and SPC to ensure that we're addressing those needs as well. So again, it's about understanding the desires and what the customer's looking for and then being able to deliver a solution that sort of specifically addresses their needs.
Well, thank you so much for the commitment. So AMD is known as one of the main players in computing technology.
Yep.
In your standpoint, what is AMD's role specifically in driving the AI computing revolutions in Indonesia?
Well, I think for us it's about bringing the technology, right? We are a technology provider and developer. But ultimately, it's how the customer uses that technology, what they build around that from an enablement standpoint, a software standpoint. So for us, it's about delivering leading-edge technology, bringing innovation. When we think about AI at the edge, if you think about notebook devices, we were the first company to introduce an NPU, a neural processing unit, an AI unit, into our client devices back in 2023. So we're actually on our third generation of AI-enabled notebooks that we've brought to the market. We've brought to the Indonesian market. And then whether think about data center and what we provide there with our EPIC products, but also our MI Instinct accelerator products that are specifically designed around supporting AI models, things like ChatGPT and large language models. So we're bringing that technology and making it available to the Indonesian market. And then we also do a lot around our embedded business as well. And so there's technology that we bring there, and you find some of that technology in even the cars that you're driving in Indonesia today. So there's a very good chance that everybody in the country has interacted or come in contact with an AMD technology in the last 24 hours.
By bringing a qualified technology to Indonesia.
Yeah, but if you think about where you find AMD technology, whether that's in notebooks, in cars, in their gaming consoles, in the cloud, if they're using AWS, Azure, those sort of services, they're all running on AMD technology. So there's, as I said, there's a very good chance that even though you may not know it, they've interacted.
Now I know it.
You've interacted in some way with AMD technology. If your kids at home have got a PlayStation or an Xbox, they're running on AMD technology. So
now we know it. That's AMD.
That's right. Yes.
Now, Pete, you mentioned some of the various industries that are having a lot of potential for adopting AIs, and how does this various industries are being supported by your technology in AMD? Now, But out of all of these sectors, out of all of this industry, which industries in Indonesia you will think will benefit the most from AMD's AI computing technology, or is it hard to tell so?
Well, again, I think it's very, very broad. So maybe I'll give you some examples of, of where we're doing things. So we talked about medical. Obviously, there's a lot of work that we do at a global level around investigating diseases and how we find cures and treatments for diseases.
Wow.
If we think about some technology that's here in Indonesia today, there's a company called Claris that does a handheld ultrasound device. So if you think about normally an ultrasound device is this big, large device that's fixed in a spot, very expensive. We work with a company called Claris where they have a handheld device that runs on an AMD embedded processor that has AI built in, and that allows a handheld device that attaches to a a notebook or a mobile phone and gives you the functionality of an ultrasound device. So that's a real-world practical example where if you need to get to a remote area and you need to be able to do an ultrasound, you can't take a large machine. This is a great portable solution that delivers real-world benefits to healthcare. And that's available here in Indonesia, powered by AMD technology.
And that's life-changing as well.
Absolutely. Think about, we've got a customer that is in logistics and they're using AI to look at containers as they come through the port, and they use video content and they run that through the AI and they can look at if the container's been damaged, if the container's been opened. They can track the container as it goes through the terminal, and that obviously brings efficiencies in how they manage their supply chain. So again, a real-world application of the latest AI technology. We're working with education and universities here in Indonesia as well, helping provide the new technology so students can get hands-on with that new technology and learn how to implement it, how to program it, how to write scripts and things, and leverage those AI models in a real-world environment. And again, they need the hardware and the technology to be able to do that. So that's also very important, is how do we upskill the next generation so they have the tools and the experience and the understanding to leverage the technology.
Well, wonderful examples of applications of AMD technology. There's life-changing and very simplifying for daily tasks, especially in Indonesia. Thank you so much, Pete. Now, can you actually explain the trend of processor chip technology for this year, 2025, that currently can support the high performance in data processing for AI, such as the latest GPUs or the latest processors? Tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for us, our goal is to deliver the very best technology, and we aspire to be on that bleeding edge. And so that means that we're continually working to develop and deliver new product to the customers, to our customers. So if you think about AI, and we talked a lot about AI today in the data center, we've just announced a new MI325 product, specifically designed around delivering great AI experiences, 153 billion transistors on each GPU.
Oh, wow.
So just amazing, technology.
Yeah.
But it, again, delivers great experience, speeds the time to result. And again, we're building these things very much with efficiency in mind. So when we design a product, it's not just about making it more powerful. You've also got to make it more efficient. And so when we're designing a product, we build it from the ground up with that in mind.